Hello, everyone. We're back with Ken Dombrowski, executive life coach and master hypnotist. And today we want to start a new series called Get Off the Couch. It's going to be a series where we discuss the reasons that someone may have a lack in motivation. What is our first topic today?
Well, I do like this one a lot because we use this word. It's called stuck. People feel emotionally stuck, mentally stuck, physically stuck, all kinds of stuck, and they're stuck on the couch. The couch is this incredible place where people they just feel so safe there. Well, hey, nothing's ever bad has ever happened to me sitting on this couch watching TV. So that becomes, okay, let's get some more activities here. I'm sitting, I'm watching, I'm protected, I'm safe. Well, let's add, eating lots of garbage food because that's comforting. And now let's add, drinking some alcohol. That's comforting too. And maybe smoking some cigarettes or smoking weed, whatever it is. So now this person has all these reasons to stay on the couch physically. Those are in addition to the reasons that put them on the couch in the first place. So it becomes this really expansive situation where the conversation can go on and on. So like usual, we have some stories. Like to hear a story or two?
Might as well.
Okay. Well, years ago, I had a man, this first one is just coming to my mind right now. He was about 150 pounds overweight. What had happened was he had lost his job. Just typical kind of layoff situation. It wasn't like he was awful and they fired him. It was just a layoff, downsizing of a company that happened a lot at this time, the time that this was taking place. So he went into a depression. So he collected unemployment, which, that lasts probably like 6 months on average. So it took 6 months sitting on the couch, and he started gaining weight because all he did was eat junk food, drink lots of beer, smoke lots of cigarettes. Well, the longer he stayed on the couch, the more comfortable he got staying on the couch and didn't even want to try to go and do things. So his wife and his, I think he had 3 children, if I remember right, wife and 3 children coming and going all day long, going to school, going to work, going shopping, doing events. He didn't want to go. He stopped going to the kids' events at school, things like that. So he just found himself so stuck, and then he started getting the depression. The depression was overwhelming. Started getting on pills for depression. He's found himself crying even though he was taking his antidepressants. Tried therapy. Therapy wasn't doing it. All of these things, all this stuff going on, and it's just really about being stuck in a safe, perceived place. Because in his mind, and now we're going to go into kind of the masculine mind here, in the mind of most men, traditionally speaking, is that we're supposed to protect and provide. That's kind of common knowledge, not terribly profound here today. But this man, when he lost his job, his mind instantly went to that he was useless, he was no good because he was no longer providing. And by going into that, now he felt twice as bad because he's also no longer capable of protecting. He was so out of shape and so heavy over this time period that if a bad person was to come in the house to hurt his family, there was nothing he'd really be able to do about it. So he feels way, way worse about himself. So this stuff just keeps on compounding more and more. And then what happens and how the subconscious mind works, we want to remember we're always going to get comfort from what's most familiar. So his new familiar, because this lasted for a couple of years before he finally came to see me, his new familiar that he was extremely emotionally comfortable with was sitting on the couch. He was convinced that no harm could ever happen. He could not lose a job if he didn't get another job. He didn't have to suffer that embarrassment again. But sadly, the unemployment only lasted 6 months. And this guy was going on a couple of years now. So his wife was working. They were starting to deplete their savings and 401ks and stuff like that. So he was running out of time in so many different ways. So what we want to be able to understand and appreciate is that there's always time to change. So maybe he wasn't ready at 2 months or 8 months or a year, but he finally got ready, and that's what made the difference.
It's so interesting because we call it a comfort zone, but it really is one of the most uncomfortable places you can be. It's just the inability to push through and the fear of failure at the end of the day. because the second you're out of your comfort zone and doing something uncomfortable that can lead to failure, you end up feeling so much better.
Mm-hmm.
It really is crazy how that works, because it really is just a really uncomfortable spot to be in. You should never be that familiar with your life.
Exactly. Well, I say this to my clients all the time. Hell, I didn't want to come to work today. I didn't want to come to the office. I have I have a beautiful home. I don't want to leave my home. It's gorgeous. It's comfortable. It suits me. But okay, I do what I need to do. I leave the house every day. I don't want to. I'm very comfortable there. But I also know that if I sit there and not leave, I'm going to be miserable because I wasn't productive today. So it's okay that we struggle with these things. That's normal. Most people do not get up and say, oh, wow, I get to go to work today. Woohoo.
Right.
It just doesn't happen that way. So we need to understand that it's okay to feel that way. It doesn't mean that you're in a depression. It doesn't mean that you have anxiety. It doesn't mean that your life sucks. It doesn't mean that you're crazy. It doesn't mean any of that. It just means that you're normal. You're human.
Mm-hmm.
So we look at it like this here, what it looks like careers. Careers are a great thing to look at. And everybody will push back on this because it's just too much. It's too difficult. There was a study that came out that I saw a few years ago that says a person should change careers about every 10 to 15 years. One of the worst things you can do for yourself, mind, body, and spirit is have the same job for 30, 35, 40 years and then retire. Because there's no fluctuation in your energy. There's no learning something new. There's no mastering another task, going into another industry. Well, people say, oh, well, I don't want to start at the bottom and I'd have to, I need to make this certain amount of money. I understand all that. Well, if you can plan something to where you can, okay, get these things paid off and then I'm going to go to school and go and get into another industry. All right, then you start building again. But because the great thing, if you're able to build a good career in 10 or 15 years in this industry, and then you have a year where you change over and go to something else, you're going to very quickly build an even more successful career in the second industry, because you know how to do it. You know what it takes, and you're already there mentally, emotionally, spiritually, physically, all that. So it actually escalates even faster, and you'll even rise even higher. And then the third one, it's really recommended to have 3 different careers in your life. Me, I'm on my second one. I don't know if I have a third one because I was a general contractor before. So I don't think I'll be going into another one, but maybe I will. I don't know. Because I really love what I do, even though I don't always want to come to work. So you see, we have to be able to just laugh at this stuff, including being stuck on the couch. You say, gosh, yeah, I'm stuck on this couch. I don't want to be here, but I am. All right, what can I do? Well, if you have to laugh at yourself to get off the couch, do it. If you have to set the couch on fire, do it. Whatever it takes to get your butt off the couch. So, of course, we have an opportunity to help people set goals, make a plan to get their butt off the couch. But it starts again with the one thing. What is it?
Their desire to make the change.
There you go. Their desire to make the change. They have to participate. And I can't. Hey, you know what? I would love to come to your house. I want to come to your house and grab you off the couch and bring you in. But then you'd call the cops on me and I go to jail. So it's up to you to make that first step, make the call and come on in.
Regardless, it would do absolutely nothing if you force someone to sit down in that chair.
Exactly.
They're not listening. They're not participating. And you can't just talk to basically a brick wall.
Exactly. Yeah.
If you're ready to get off the couch, give us a call today. Thanks for watching.